As work and energy are interrelated to each other, there is a theorem for work energy theorem. Suppose a body of mass m moving with the velocity u initially and final v, so you can write that your v square minus u square is equal to 2as, that is known equation. But here remember the force F for the time t, and v is your final velocity and s is your displacement. So multiplying this equation by m by 2 on the both the side, you will have half mv square minus half m u square is equal to m as, and mas equal to fs, that is equal to your work done. So ultimately you will get that your w is equal to delta ke, that is equal to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. And suppose your initial kinetic energy is 0 because v is 0, u is 0 in the initially, so you will get w is equal to k. Generalized it is w is equal to delta k. The change in the kinetic energy of the body is equal to the work done on it by net force. The above equation can be generalized by for 3 dimension by vector. Just replace your a dot s by a vector dot s vector, because u and v when multiplied by each other will give you the vectorless quantity. So thus you will get the same equation, half mv square minus half u square is equal to f vector dot s vector. Suppose the theorem is for variable force. So kinetic energy is given by half mv square. So dk by dt is equal to d by dt bracket half mv square. Now mv dv by dt, because mv is constant and one velocity is differentiated. Now plus second term which is added because of the differential law, that is dt by dt will be 0. That's only one term is used here. Now remember, you know that m dv by dt into v and m dv by dt is equal to f, that is by second law of motion we have previously learned in the chapter 4. Now you can write dk by dt is equal to f dx by dt is equal to f dx, removing the dt term from both the side, or you can cancel out. Ultimately you can integral the from the initial position of final position, we have integration of dk from ki to kf is equal to integral of kx to kf f dx, where ki and fx has the term which is known as k is your kinetic energy and x is the displacement. Initial and final are represented by I and F. So you will get the equation delta x is equal to kf minus ki is equal to integral of f dx integral of xi till xf is important term, because limits are here important in physics, otherwise the result can vary. Now what is the potential energy? Potential energy is defined as energy of a body by position or configuration. You can say you are sitting body in a rest will have its potential energy start moving kinetic energy. For example, hammer possesses potential energy. When you strikes it on other thing, it has kinetic energy which is converted by you as work. Driving a nail into a wooden block is done by a hammer when energy is released. Here, transfer of the energy is done by you. There are so many other examples you can think. A rubber band, etc. A tank getting filled. Water stored in over tank possesses potential energy. Water when released in the flow, work is done. That is your potential energy, which is converted into a kinetic energy. Potential energy is stored in the spring as you compress or even you stretch, and as soon as you release it, it transfer into another form. When a spring is released, the potential energy is stored in the spring does the work on the wall, and the ball starts moving as you can see on the diagram, or your object starts moving. See, best example everyone has played in the childhood, hitting a target with the this given object. What you are doing here? Nothing, just stretching it and giving a force, and it moves to higher potential with kinetic energy which is released by the rubbers which is tied on that object. Formula for potential energy. Suppose the body of mass m is released at the height above the surface to the earth's surface against the acceleration due to gravity. So here work done in the lifting the object against the force gravity is given by F into D. Your F here is equal to mg. So work done here is will be mgh. That is your potential energy is equal to mgh. But it is taken to be with proper positive or a negative sign depending on whether work is done against the force or by the force. For the potential energy, think your Fs is positive and X is also positive. So what happened? Consider a spring and a mass is attached to it. A spring force is an example of variable force which is conserved. Press up, that means pressing up will not give you any force, down will not give you any force, but stretching will give you some kind of force. So your ultimately will get then oscillation, that is Fs is equal to minus kx. Suppose the block is pushed by an external force and spring is compressed by x, so you will get work done as integration of f dx is equal to minus integral of kx dx, that is half kx is equal to minus half kx square. Note that the work done by the external pushing of the force is positively since it comes over the force, so work done is equal to half kx square, that is also one form, that is half mv square, that is another form. The same is the true when the spring is attached through a displacement x. So minus half kx square instead of plus half kx square. Work done by the external force. See the diagram. Where is force? Where is minus kx? And that is work done by a given object in the form of triangle OAB in the graph. See the figure. What you can see? Potential energy masses are at different height. Potential energy is path independent. It does not depends on the which path it took. It only depends on the height. Potential energy is round trip, that is closed path is 0. P gained by a object, potential energy gained plus mgh. Suppose it is lost, then minus mgh. Overall will be a 0, that is conserved. Energy is conserved. H is taken as variable when horizontal force F is equal to a negative of the derivation. So F is equal to d by dh Vx, where your V is equal to mgh here. So your F is equal to minus mg. Negative sign indicates the gravitational force is downward. Your VH, V vertical, mgh is released. The potential energy is converted into a kinetic energy, half mv square. V square is equal to 2gh. Multiplying both the side, you will get half mv square is equal to mgh. Is cancelled, so half v square is equal to gh. Your v square you will get as 2gh by that equation. Potential energy is defined in the force, can be written as fx minus dy by dx. So integral of fx, integral of minus dv will give you potential initial minus final. Now what is the law? The law of the conservation of the energy says that the energy cannot neither be created nor destroyed. It is just converted from one form to another. Total amount of the energy in the universe remains constant. When object is thrown upward or dropped from the height, the mechanical energy, that is sum of the potential energy, kinetic energy, at the same time every point on its path remains constant. Note that the height point of the portion, the energy is fully in the form of the potential energy, and the lower point, the energy is fully in the form of kinetic energy. At all the other points, the energy is partly potential and kinetic. See, this is also a good example, or you can think for the pendulum. The potential energy is maximum and the kinetic energy is 0 at the extreme position. The kinetic energy is maximum and the potential energy is maximum at the mean position. Conservation of the mechanical energy. Suppose the object of body undergoes the displacement dx. Under the action of the force, the work done minus energy, we have delta k is equal to fx dx. If the force conserve the potential energy, fx is defined. Now conservation force, fx is conserving if it can be derived from scalar quantity Vx by relation dV is equal to minus fx dx, which can be generalized into 3 dimension generalized form, vector form, as per your requirements. The work done by the conservation force depends on the endpoints This can be seen from the equation or the relation delta k is equal to w, which depends on the endpoints only. The work done by the force is closed path is 0. Non-conservation forces. A work done by a non-conservation forces depends on the path which is done on that. Initially, conservation forces does not depend on the path. Work done by the force is closed loop is non-zero here. Friction is an example of non-conservation force. The heat produced due to the friction get dissipates and hence it cannot be converted into a original form. Conservation of mechanical energy by gravitational force. Suppose a ball of mass m dropping from the height h. So here you can see on the figure h is your height. At different positions the ball is seen and it bounces back. So here a ball at A at the rest at the height h from the ground level. Therefore ME is supposed to be a ME mechanical energy supposed by a ball having the position have kinetic energy when it is moving and potential energy when it is rest. So you can write it is same at one height, that is your PE at point A is equal to mgh and k is equal to 0 at that point. So ME is equal to PE plus KE will give you ME is equal to mgh. Now at another point B, the ball has fallen through a height h minus h, small h. Consider the part which is already moved by the ball. Therefore the mechanical energy by that is partly kinetic or potential. Here P is equal to mgh and E is equal to half mv square. So your v square is equal to 2gh and h is equal to h minus h as per your consideration here. So you will get your ME is equal to mgh plus mgh capital M minus mgh. Both small h is cancelled. You will get your ME is equal to mgh, which is same. Now at other point, last point C. Here your potential energy is 0 and kinetic energy is half mv square, where thus you can write at your initial position is equal to 2gh. Now k is equal to mgh. Now ME is equal to P plus KE will give you mgh. The mechanical energy of the ball at the point position A, B, C is at the same and the equal to the mgh indicates that the mechanical energy is conserved. There is no change in the mechanical energy. It is just converting from one to another. Potential to kinetic, kinetic to potential, potential to kinetic, kinetic to potential. Graphical representation of the P and K with respect to H. See, one is increasing, another is decreasing. One is high, another one is low. So ultimately they both balance each other. One type of ME is converted into another type of ME. At the height H2, ME is half potential and half kinetic. E is equal to K plus V remains constant at point of motion and that is at any height. Conservation of mechanical energy by spring. See the diagram. Spring is connected with the object M fixed at one point. A block is moved. Initially displacement x to final displacement k xf. Work done is the integration of xi to xf dx is equal to half kxi square minus half kxf square. Now work done by the spring depends on the endpoints. So here work done will be a 0. Since work done in round trip is 0, the energy force is conserved. We can define PE for the spring when the system of the spring and the block is at equilibrium position. So you will get F, or you can write as V is equal to half mv square dv by dx is equal to minus dx, which is spring constant. Now just a block of mass m extended to x and released from the rest. So here you will get half mv square plus half kx square is equal to half kxe square, that is your extended pi. So you can derive from this just a simple equation that remove half cancel out. You will get your v is equal to under root of k upon m multiply by xc. The graphical representation of various E and P, E and K with respect to x of conservation of total ME of oscillation spring. Here also one is increasing, another is decreasing, forming a parabola type. The total ME of the system remain constant at any point between XC2 minus XC. So from initial to final position it does not change, ME does not change, only just converting one form to another. Collision. Collision means, so you can say the interaction. There are two type of or general types of collision. First, elastic. The total energy in the linear momentum is conserved here. The total energy of the system is also conserved, and after collision bodies completely regain their deformates. Complete inelastic collision. Here total linear momentum is conserved, total kinetic energy of system is not conserved, and after the collision body sticks each other and moves with the common velocity. Inelastic. The linear momentum is conserved, total energy of the system is not conserved. After the solution the bodies partly regain and their deformities, and some of the kinetic energy initially from the condition it is given, it is lost. Note, the momentum of the isolated system is always conserved whether the solution is elastic or inelastic, but the kinetic energy is conserved only is elastic and not inelastic collision. No collision is perfect elastic nor complete inelastic, must be a collision are inelastic only. General way.